Socket 7 here. Today I'm going to be doing a brief tutorial on a couple of instruments that I simply haven't seen tutorials for that are in the MI-8. I find these instruments really handy and a lot of fun to use, so I'm going to talk about them for a bit. First one that everybody should probably know about is the Doppler system on the MI-8. It's composed of a few different components here. The Doppler hover indicator here, the drift angle sensor here, and the Doppler navigation panel here. I'm going to start with the Doppler hover indicator first. Go ahead and take off and attain a hover and show you what it does. Off we go. Now, you can see there's a little red light there that says off. If you get too low to the ground or you're going too fast, the Doppler hover indicator does not work. When the Doppler hover indicator is not working, you get that little red light. So if you get that little red light, pay no attention to what's on the Doppler hover indicator. It's just displaying whatever signal it was last receiving before it stopped working. So we're going to ascend a little bit here and get it working. And I'll show you how it works. On the left-hand side here, you have 10 meters a second up and down. You can see there's a little white tick mark that tells you how fast you're ascending or descending. You really want to pay attention to the Doppler hover indicator whenever you can. You don't want to be using the vertical velocity indicator, this one down here, if you can avoid it. It responds much slower than this one here. And I find, or I think, that that's why a lot of people get into trouble with vortex ring state. It doesn't seem like they're descending too fast according to this vertical velocity indicator, but if they looked here, they'd see that they're going 4 or 5 meters a second downwards, and that's just too fast. When you don't have any wind, you can only go down at about 3 meters a second before you start running into some serious problems. So that's about as safe as low as you want to go. I'm going to pick up some forward momentum here, and you can see I get a white tape that appears that tells me how fast I'm moving forward, up to 20 kilometers now. And if I start to drift to the left or to the right here, that'll show up too. So that's how the hover indicator works. You basically just sort of zero it out, and then you're hovering. It's really that simple. A lot of people have it staring them in the face. They don't know how it works. They don't realize that it only works when you're hovering, when you're going slow. Yeah, they ignore it. And you don't want to ignore it. It's really handy to have. So now let's talk about navigation. Navigation. There's a couple of panels over here. The navigation is a really simple panel to use. What it's got 3 things here. It says drift angle, flight path, and map angle. And map angle is basically, the simplest way to use it is the course that you want to fly. So I have 90 degrees here inputted. And so that's east. Now, because magnetic east is different from true east, you always want to put in a correction of -6 degrees to go true east. Sorry, this is kind of hard to do 2 things at once here. I have to manage my collective while using the mouse. I don't want to end up in vortex ring state and crash with all of you guys watching. So that's -6 degrees to counteract for magnetic variance. This will have me going east. Now, what I want to do is, what you can do is I can just start going, I can turn it on now, and I can just fly east, and it will count forward, and it will count however many kilometers I go. What I can also do is I can tell it, I want to go, I can set it to go back 10 kilometers, and then when it reaches 0, I know I've gone 10 kilometers and I've gotten to my destination. If any time I drift off of course to the left or to the right of this map angle that I want to go, it will show up here, left or to the right. And you can set this too. So if you intentionally want to be off to the left or to the right for any particular reason, you can get clever with your navigation this way in the map angle. You can set that there and have it zero out, and then you'll go 10 kilometers east and then 4 north as well, or south, if you want to do it that way. So there are a lot of options that you can do with navigation if you want to get creative with it. So we have our path set here, and let's set it into my, let's see there, 90 degrees. So I'm going to set that to my directional gyro, my HSI, my heading indicator, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to spin around and face that way. And we're going to start flying towards it, and we're going to turn the Doppler system on. And we're going to see what it does as we fly forwards towards our Doppler destination. And as we start gathering forward momentum, what you'll also see is you'll see the drift angle start to work. What the drift angle is it helps you fly in a straight line. Even though your nose is pointing directly the way that you want to go, you will find that you might not be flying directly in that direction because of your cyclic positioning or because of wind or whatever. And so what this lets you do is it tells you how many degrees your nose is away from flying straight forward. As you can see, I'm flying straight forward now. I'm not really accumulating any drift here. It says I'm drifting a little bit to the right. And I can increase that. I bring my cyclic to the right here. You can see I'm still heading east, but my drift angle, I would need to move my nose. If I wanted to be flying straight forward again, I would need to be moving my nose 20 degrees, 25 degrees, 25 degrees to the right for me to be flying straight forward again. So it's off in that vector somewhere. You can see as I'm traveling right, my drift angle is accumulating to the right here. But if I go and switch to the left here, I can bring my drift angle back towards zero. As you can see, we're still counting down. The flight path is still counting down. We've almost gone 5 kilometers now. And that's going to continue to count down. And as we're now drifting significantly to the left here, what we'll also see is my drift angle will come back down towards zero. And that's how I know that I'm heading, I'm straight on my map angle line, I'm straight on my heading again. When you get to your destination, if you want to put a new leg, it's called leg-based navigation. Basically, once I get to zero this out here, I'm at my destination, quote-unquote. If I want to go somewhere else by using this, you have to turn the system off and then back on again. So just be aware that you want to do that on each leg of your journey. Otherwise, you're going to have problems. This is not perfectly accurate. It will accumulate error over time. You can end up a couple kilometers off course, but for the most part, it is really accurate if you fly straight. So yeah, use it. It's very handy. Also use the drift angle here. The drift angle works all the time. You do not have to have Doppler navigation enabled for the drift angle to work. You will tell you if you're heading straight, if your nose is pointed the direction that you're going, or how many degrees off from the direction that you're going. It'll tell you that at all times. And it's even got a pretty accurate speedometer down there. I think that's what it is. Yep, yeah, it's a speedometer. There's a couple of switches here for testing, and if you're out at sea, you're supposed to switch it to that one. Don't worry about that. And we're at our destination. See, I've got no map angle drift, and I've gone to as far as we go. So I'm going to turn that off now. Let's talk about ADF navigation in the MI-8. I haven't seen a lot of talk about how to use ADF navigation in the MI-8, and I think that's very sad because it's really fun to use. There are two ADF radios in the MI-8. One is the ARC-9 and the other is the ARC-UD. There is a way that you can use one of the other radios as a compass, I believe, a radio compass. I haven't gotten that to work, and I'm not going to get into that today. But we're going to talk about the ARC-9 and the ARC-UD. The ARC-9 is used to detect the various non-directional beacons that are scattered throughout the map. They're used to mark the inner and outer landing beacons for airports, as well as various specific locations throughout the map for navigation from one place to another. All of that shows up. You've got this little indicator here, this needle, on the directional gyro, the HSI, the heading indicator, whatever you want to call it. All of those are valid terms. This little ADF needle here, you have one on the pilot, and you have one on the co-pilot station here. And by default, both of these work on the ARC-9 radio. The ARC-9 radio, like I said, it's up here. This is the ARC-9 radio. To turn it on, you set it to compass there, which is one right click, and it will set it to compass, or COMP. And that turns the radio on, and then you have to go ahead and tune it. Hang on a second here. And I'm going to tune it to 682, because that is a nearby frequency. So it's 6.8 and then 2. You tune that just a little bit. I have to make sure that I watch where I'm going so I don't end up crashing and dying and killing us all. It'd be a bad day. And I almost did it. There we go. We're okay now. So you see this is a signal meter here. This tells you when you're getting a good signal or not. It should go all the way to the top. If it does not go all the way to the maximum, you don't have a good signal. Keep tuning until you get it all the way to the max like it is now. And you can see my ADF needle on my pilot and my co-pilot are now both pointing, they both turned. And looks like they're pointing to about 120 degrees. So let's go and turn, and we can fly towards it. And you'll see to fly towards that heading, and to fly towards that non-directional beacon. It's in the city over here. I'm not precisely sure what the name of it is. I didn't write it down before we started this video. Yeah. So, and as you can see, occasionally it will tweak back and forth like that a little bit. So what I do is you can use this little thing here, this knob, and you turn it, and this will let you set your course to the ADF needle. And now you know which way you're going. Even if you tune your ADF to a different frequency, you still have your last heading in here, so it doesn't matter if the ADF needle, you still know which way to go. Another thing to know about the ARC-9 here is it has two separate frequencies you can tune at once. This is not one radio, this is two separate channels here. There's the main and the reserve. I think of it as the left and the right, because this switch here, which controls which radio you're using, when it's to the left, it uses the left one. When it's to the right, it uses the right one. So it's the left radio and the right radio. And that will that will make the ADF needle move whichever way that you want it to, or whichever channel. There's also the ARC-UD. The ARC-UD is used for search and rescue. It does not operate off of non-directional beacons. It can't pick up non-directional beacons. What it picks up on there are trigger zones in the game that you can broadcast from. I think individual units might be able to do it through scripting as well. They can broadcast a beacon that the ADF, the pilot can pick up on their ADF needle. This is vortex ring state right now. You can hear it. Yep, I'm in vortex ring state. So I'm going to drop my collective, and I'm going to sort of dive down, and I'm going to bring my collective back up now that I'm out of vortex ring state. And I'm back in control. And that's how you recover from vortex ring state. Now, back to what I was saying. I was talking about the ARC-UD. The ARC-UD is primarily used for search and rescue applications. A unit carries it, or a zone broadcasts it, the center of a zone broadcasts it. It's a fair bit simpler to use than the ARC-9. There are 6 channels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are preset. You don't have to tune anything. You just turn it to narrow, and when you're getting a signal, you get that light there, and that means that you're receiving a signal on that channel, and you're good to go. The thing about the ARC-UD is the ARC-UD can only be seen on the pilot's directional gyro HSI heading indicator. You have to turn this little switch here. That's what that switch is for. It's for the ARC-9 and the ARC-UD. When it's to the right, the ARC-UD is functioning. And it's going to tell us that the beacon for channel 1 is over here somewhere. So let's fly towards that beacon and see what's over there. I set up this mission to put something on all of these individual beacons that we should see. So something should happen when we get over there. I'm going to fly that way, set my course, and off we go to find out what is at the search and rescue location. We're right there. Oh, we flew right over it. We were right there already. Let's see. Should be a flare and some other stuff, but should be some smoke down there somewhere. We're going to go ahead. You can see as I fly over the beacon, the ADF needle spins around. And it's now directly behind me. So we're going to turn around, keep descending, turning around, slowing down. We're going to find that smoke beacon. So one of the reasons that I'm doing this tutorial, yeah, there's that white smoke. That white smoke wasn't there before. That was the location of the radio beacon. And I can hover down here. We'll go ahead and lower ourselves down. Don't want to descend too fast here. Going too fast forward to... yeah, there's the smoke for beacon 1. And let's travel now on to beacon number 2. Turn it there. We're still receiving a signal. You can see it's in a new direction. Now, some of you might be wondering, hey, there's that switch panel for all of the radios that you're not using right now. That's correct. I'm not using it. To use the ADF radios, you do not need to actually listen to what's being broadcast. If you do, you have here this little panel. This little panel lets you actually listen in on the ARC-9 or the ARC-UD broadcast. So I've set this to ARC-UD, so that should let us listen. If we turn up the volume, oh, there we go. What do we hear? We hear a national anthem. So, yeah, I set the national anthem up for, I don't know, is this Germany? I think this might be the German national anthem. I could be completely wrong on that. Sound very stupid right now, and I probably do. But yeah, this is actually so that you can listen to whatever channel So if you wanted to listen to the ARC-UD, whatever they're broadcasting from that, you can. So that's what that switch is there, up there is for. You may have noticed that my cockpit is entirely in English. The cockpit by default is all in Cyrillic, which I don't know about you, but I can't read Cyrillic. I've gotten to the point where I've flown enough that I don't really need to read. I can use the Cyrillic cockpit, but for those of you who haven't, you want to check out Devrim's English cockpit mod. It's on the ED users file forms. Excuse me, it's on the ED website under the user files section. And that's Devrim's English cockpit mod. It'll put everything in English for you until you can memorize everything. And then you can fly around with the Cyrillic cockpit and impress all of your friends that think that you know how to read Russian, when really you've just memorized everything. So we're going ahead, we're flying again on the ARC-UD. Again, you need this switch here, has to be set to the right for the ARC-UD to function. And if we look at our co-pilot seat, we can see the ARC-UD data is not displayed. This is only the ARC-9 can be displayed on this needle here. Only the ARC-UD can be displayed, or the ARC-UD can only be displayed on this one, but it can display both the ARC-UD and the ARC-9. One of the other things to remember when you're using the Cyrillic cockpit, if you ever forget what any of the switches are, you can hover over the switch and it'll tell you. How nice is that, huh? So let's see here. I'm going to keep going here. Kind of slowed down. I'm talking to you, so I'm not focusing very well on flying. This is how you do it. I made a mission called Snowbound, where you actually have to fly in a blizzard with 15-knot winds and 800-meter visibility. And to complete that mission, you basically need all three of the skills that I've shown here. You need to be able to use the ARC-9 to navigate your way into Sochi. You then need to use the ARC-UD find each of the 4 targets that are inside Sochi that you need to pick up. And the Doppler navigation system really helps with hovering, landing, and just knowing when you've got to Sochi, because you have really very little in the way of visual references. I find it really difficult and challenging. I made it even more difficult and challenging by disabling labels, because when you have labels on, it really defeats the purpose of searching for something. There are visual cues, though. There's smoke and flares, and there's the needle. The ARC-UD needle will really put you straight down directly on top of your target. So it's really good to have for search and rescue. I encourage you, once you've watched this video a couple of times, and you think you figured out how to use the ARC-9 and you can use it reliably, go download my Snowbound mission and try flying without the aid of the kneeboard or a flight plan or anything, just off the instruments alone, and you should have a lot of fun. I certainly have a lot of fun flying it, and I made it because I wanted it. It was the sort of mission that I wanted to do, and it wasn't really in the campaign. The campaign doesn't really mess around too much with foul weather. They have a little bit of rain and some night missions, but that's about it. And I got bored. So I made a little mission where you had to fly around and pick people up in foul weather. And I called it Snowbound. You can find it in the ED section of the ED user files. Yep, there's my flare, my red smoke. And as I fly over the red smoke, you'll watch the compass needle here will flip around because I've overflown it. Let's see. And now we can go on to channel 3 rather. Turn. That's not good. Oh, okay, I saved it. Thought I was going to end up in a vortex ring state for a second there. So this is how you do it, folks. Real simple. Don't know much else to tell you. Yeah, that's how it's done. Flying around. Kicking butt, taking names. Let's see if we can fly under some power lines while we're doing this. I like flying under power lines. I like flying under things that I probably shouldn't be flying under. I fit the MI-8 under a bridge the other day, and not one of the big ones around Sochi. One of the real low rail bridges I actually was able to fly under, so these power lines should be a cakewalk, right? I think so. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, but they don't let you do this in real life. I bet you get a really stern talking to if you did that in real life. Easy peasy. So if you have any questions, if I've been unclear on anything, I'm certainly prone to being unclear and mushmouth and mispronouncing things too. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the YouTube comments. I'll try and get back to you. You can find me on the Eagle Dynamics forums sometimes as well. Yeah, I try not to post a lot there. Well, I try not to post a lot in general. Only constructive things. I'm really tired of all of the arguing and complaining and profanity in gaming today, and I want to have constructive conversations with people where I learn things, where people don't just yell at each other and call each other assholes. I'm tired of being angry, and I hope other gamers or people that play games share my sentiment, and let's stop being fucking angry at people all the time. It's stupid. So you can find me on the forums. I'm happy to answer questions. You can find I've got a couple of missions there actually. I've got a precision landing mission, which puts you up against some rain and some little bit of wind. Makes you land in some hard-to-reach places. And I've also got Snowbound, which lets you fly through some real high winds, use the ARC-9, the Doppler navigation system, the ARC-UD, to find some people in a blizzard. And hopefully not get shot down, because there are a couple of guys with AK-47s in that mission too. If you're too slow at evacuating some people, yeah, you might just get shot at. It's pretty easy to avoid. At least I found it to be pretty easy to avoid. I guess I'm somewhat biased. I've spent a lot of time practicing, so I don't know. I don't think that I'm really good, but I'm sure that a lot of people that haven't played as much as me think that I'm awesome. I'm not a real pilot. I don't pretend to be. I don't pretend that I know everything about these systems. If I've been wrong, please correct me. Let me know why I'm wrong. Let me know what the right answer is. Don't just tell me I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me so that I can be right the next time I try and explain this, and we can all learn something. Flying off to the final waypoint here. Our final pickup. And we'll head back to the airport, I guess. And I'll use the ARC-9 for that, even though I don't really need to. I'll home in on one of the marker beacons on the airport, the inner marker beacon, and bring myself back to the airport using the right channel of the ARC-9. buddy. Look at me. Come on. Eyes over here, buddy. Why won't you look at me? Am I ugly? Does my breath smell? Why won't you look at me, man? I don't know. If you've already figured out how to use the ARC-9 and the ARC-UD, you can turn this video off now. There's really not going to be anything else interesting in it. I'm just going to fly to the last nav point and land. If you really want to watch that, you're welcome to. I certainly don't mind. But it's kind of boring, I think. I don't understand a lot of the people that just want to watch other people play video games instead of playing them yourself. I get the learning portion of it. That's why I'm doing this tutorial, is so that people can play for themselves, know what all the switches and buttons and dials do. That's probably why I don't think that I'm ever going to do a playthrough video of Snowbound. You're going to have to figure that out yourself. I don't want to play it through for you. That's your job to play it. I made it for you to play it. I made it for me so that I could play it, and you're welcome to play it. But if you wanna beat it, then you're gonna have to beat it yourself, and then you can make a YouTube video of you beating it, and then there'll be a playthrough. But I'm not gonna do it. I really do like flying the MI-8. I think it's one of the most fun aircraft to fly in the DCS world. I'm sort of a weirdo in that I don't really like combat. I actually, most of the time I play single player. I don't want to fly combat missions, and whenever teams are off doing something, I always want to be doing something different. So. Yeah, I find that the MI-8, it's a real lot of fun to fly. You've got a lot of power, and it's got a lot of range too. It handles so much different when it's lightly loaded versus heavily loaded, so that's interesting. It's just got a lot of character, and I don't know. It's like flying a school bus. But, I don't know, like a Cadillac. And I just have a lot of fun with it. And there's our final target. And there's the flare that they shot off. Look at how easy it was to find him with the ARC-UD. And there's the airport. Let's head back to the airport, and then we'll land. I always like flying low to the ground. I don't know about anybody else. I always think it's a lot of fun. Seeing how low you can go. Seeing how fast you can go, how low. Landing in inappropriate locations. Gotta watch out. I've tried actually landing on the roads and stuff, and those little cars that drive around, the little AI cars, they can really do a number on your helicopter. If you land in a road and you think that the AI is going to stop for you, you're wrong. The AI will just plow into you full speed, destroy your helicopter and keep on driving. They must be driving, like, I don't know, communist era cars that are just made of huge amounts of steel. You know, it's just driving tanks. But yeah, so watch out. They'll just destroy your helicopter and drive off. So let's come back in here. I'm gonna try and land right on that little taxiway area there, far right. You can see getting into my Doppler hover zone, descending about as fast as I dare. If I was to descend any lower than what I'm doing right now, you'd start hearing the flapping noise that's characteristic of vortex ring state, and the whole thing starts to shudder. And by the time you start hearing that shuddering and seeing that shuddering in the game, it's usually too late to recover. So you got to be really careful to stay away from it, and just stay away from it. Don't descend that fast. That's really what you got to do. Is you just got to descend slower, and you'll be okay. It's the only cure. If you use the Doppler hover indicator, you're going to have a much easier time of telling how low you are too, or how fast you're descending, rather. Put this right down here. There we go. That's perfect enough, right? Don't you think? I think so. Alright, later people.